We are so abundant to our nature. We are so wealthy to our nature. We have so much of enoughness that we have an abundance of lackful thoughts. We have an abundance of limiting beliefs. We have abundance of thoughts that say, I'm broken, I don't have enough, I'm poor. We have abundance of those thoughts. So it's literally funny because the same abundance that can be used to create abundance, we're using that abundance to create lack in our experience. But you don't have to, because we're cleaning up our perception. We're experiencing a miracle. We're experiencing a miracle right now because in the moment that you realize that you have enough, in the moment when you fall out of the lackful thinking, in the moment that you fall out of the broken thinking, you start to see that, whoa, I'm truly blessed. Yo, welcome back to another video. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about expressing true wealth and abundance, which is your true nature. Even when things seem to be low, even when it looks like you're behind on your bills, even when the number in the bank account is below zero, expressing your true wealth and abundance and knowing that does not mean anything about you. Knowing that does not mean that you're limited. Knowing that that does not mean that you're broke or in a state of lack. And the state of lack is just a mindset. Being poor is just a mindset. Being broke is just a mindset. And we don't have to entertain those ideas. We do not have to feed into the belief of lack because it's an illusion. There is nothing in this universe that lacks anything. How can we experience lack in an infinite universe? There's enough trees, there's enough bees. You can't count the numbers of hair on your head. You can't count the billions and trillions of cells that are in your body. You can't count how many times your heart has beaten in this moment. You can't count these things. This is abundance. This is out of our mind. We can't fathom these things. We can't count how many stars are in the sky. We can't count these things because it's out of our mind. And the only thing that is limited is our story. The only thing that is limited is our perception. The only thing that is limited is our mindset. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be because we are literally an expression of abundance. To know wealth is to know God. And when you start to get to know God more, when you start to understand your true nature, when you start to understand your true nature, you will see that, whoa, I'm always abundant. I never lack anything. I always have what I need in this moment because you're always being supported by life. I'm going to say this, and I always say this. Your heart is beating right now. Your lungs are pumping right now. Your cells are reproducing right now. It's all working out for you. Life is literally supporting you, and that's abundance. It's not about the number in the bank account. It's not about the bills getting paid. It's not about the car that you drive. It's not about the house that you live in. It's about an expression of who you really are. Your true nature is to be abundant. Your true nature is an expression of wealth. Your true nature is an expression of enoughness. That's who you are. You can never be limited. We only have limited stories. We only have a limited perception. But when we clean up this perception, when we start to see things for what they are, we start to see that there is enough right here, right now. Right now you are supported. Right now you are abundant. Right now you are wealth. You are an expression of wealth and you have enough right now. There is nothing outside of you that is pointing to you lacking anything except you. So when we start to see that we don't lack, we start to really feel joy. We start to really feel like we got enough. You start to really be the richest person on this planet right now in this moment. And this is why. So when you're behind on your bills and you get a letter saying that, hey, you should pay your bills, you're this much behind. In that moment, just notice what stories come up. Stories like, I'm not enough, I'm broke, I'm irresponsible, oh my God, what am I going to do? Am I going to die? Blah, 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 blah. Just notice that those are just stories that come up about a piece of paper that has words on it, that has a number on it. Those are stories that come up about a piece of paper that has words and letters that has numbers on it. Those are the stories. That doesn't mean that, it's just a paper. You can literally burn the paper and it means nothing at all. And so I'm pointing to is like, it's not the thing that makes us feel stressed. It's not the thing that makes us feel lack. It's not the things that make us feel like we don't have enough. It's our stories about it. And when we take these stories personal and when we really make it mean something about us, we feel that we just feel limited. But that's not true. And you mean to tell you why it's not true? Because you feel that tight feeling, that icky feeling, that feeling of tension. That's a sign right there. That's your GPS that's telling you you are believing in something that's not true. You're believing in a story that's not true to your nature, because your nature is abundant and you can never lack anything. You can never lack anything. Another story. When you open up the app on your phone that has your bank account and you see that there's a number that's considered to be low, and then you start to feel tight, you start to worry, you start to stress, oh my God, what's going to happen in the future, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, just be present with it. Just take a moment to be present with it, and just take a look at that again and just be like, whoa, this is a number on a screen. This number on the screen means nothing about me. It's just a number on the screen. So why am I feeling this if it's a number on the screen? Why am I feeling tension? Why am I feeling stressed? Why am I feeling worried? Because it's what we make it up to mean. This means that in the future I'm going to be lacking something. This means that I'm broke. This means that I'm inadequate. This means that I'm irresponsible. This means this, and this. But it doesn't mean anything. It's just a number on the screen. And when we really start to see that it's our perception that is creating lack and limitation, we start to clean up our perception and we start to notice, like, oh, that's a number on the screen. It doesn't mean that I'm lacking anything. It doesn't mean that I won't have what I need in the future. Because that's really what these stories are saying. It's saying that in a future that I won't have what I need, but that's not true, because you're here right now. And every moment that you didn't have enough money in the bank account, something worked out. There was a way made out of no way. Magically, you had what you needed and you were supported in that moment for whatever you needed. And so when we start to see that abundance and wealth is having what you need in every moment, and not allowing the stories of the mind trick you into thinking that you don't have what you need, or trick you into thinking that you will be in lack, or trick you into thinking that you're broke, because it's just a story. And let's share another story. And this is going to be a far-fetched one, but it's like, let's say you get evicted, and you're sitting in front of you're sitting in front of your house with your suitcases with all your stuff. Without the story of, oh my God, I'm broke, and oh my God, what's going to happen to me? Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. You're just sitting in front of your house. A house that was yours, but you're just sitting in front of a house as a whole human being, a whole and complete human being who is still alive, who is still breathing, whose heart is still supporting them. Without the story of what this means about you, you're literally okay right now. You literally are alive. You are experiencing the wealth and the abundance of God right now, without the story of it meaning that you're a bad person, you're irresponsible, you're lackful, you're broken, that you won't be supported in the future. And the cool thing is, if you just pay attention, you've always made it through. You have never not made it through. You have never not made it through. And you want to know something that's really funny? We are so abundant to our nature. We are so wealthy to our nature. We have so much of enoughness that we have an abundance of lackful thoughts. We have an abundance of limiting beliefs. We have abundance of thoughts that say, I'm broken, I don't have enough, I'm poor. We have abundance of those thoughts. So it's literally funny, because the same abundance that can be used to create abundance, we're using that abundance to create lack in our experience. But you don't have to, because we're cleaning up our perception. We're experiencing a miracle. We're experiencing a miracle right now, because in the moment that you realize that you have enough, in the moment when you fall out of the lackful thinking, in the moment that you fall out of the broken thinking, you start to see that, whoa, I'm truly blessed. I'm blessed to be here. And I have an abundance of joy right now. I have abundance of gratitude right now. I have abundance of appreciation right now. I have abundance of love surrounding me right now. I got somebody that I can pick up and call right now, and they won't talk to me. I got enough hair on my head. I got some water that I can drink. You have everything that you need right now. And when you stop telling the stories that you don't have what you need, you're going to see that you are wealthy and that you're abundant right now. And this is what happens. When you start to realize that wealth and abundance is not an external experience, but it is an internal experience that is expressed outwardly. When we start to tap into our internal abundance and our internal wealth, we start to express it outwardly. We start to create more money. We start to see more physical manifestations of abundance. We start to see more physical manifestations of wealth. People start to give us things. We start to make more money. But it starts with us internally. It starts with our perception of ourselves. It starts with our self-definition. Are you walking around saying that you're broke? Are you walking around saying that you don't have enough? Are you walking around begging? Because if you're walking around begging, you're going to continue to experience not having enough. The person that always needs something never has anything, so you can just realize that you have everything you right now. You can realize that you don't need anything because you have everything that you need right now. And that's abundance. That's God supporting you in every moment because you're on a rock ball in outer space and you have everything you need and you never lacked anything. We have enough resources. We have enough water. We have enough food. You just think that you don't. And it's okay that you think that you don't. Because this is the last point. This is the last point. Because in our innocence, we're creating lack. In our innocence, we are creating bondage. In our innocence, we are creating limits. And it's innocent. But I'm just guiding you. I'm guiding you out of this innocent misunderstanding. I'm pointing to something that's true. The sun always comes up. You always have enough air to breathe. You have enough of everything right now. And it's really interesting because people would even argue and say, well, who cares about having the sun coming up? And who cares about having enough air? If I don't have any money, then who cares? But it's like, bro, I would much rather have air and a sun than having some money. Truly. But I also want the money because I am expressing wealth. I'm expressing abundance. And yes, I got enough air and I got enough money and I'm supported by life and I have everything that I need right now. And that's who you are. That's who we are. That's our true nature, to have enough. And as we express it, we feel it. It's like the thing is like you can't give out something that you don't have. If you don't have no water, you can't give any water out. But when you have abundance, you express abundance and you give abundance out. And now it is time to shine because we're expressing our true nature. You are loved, you are worthy, you are abundant. To know God is to know wealth, and that's what we're doing here. Thank you for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you're really feeling abundance, and I'll speak to you next week. Much love. Peace.